จุนพี่จุนเฮ้ยฟื้นแล้วเว้ย
ไหน
คลินิกหมอสวงไงพี่เย็นพี่
โดนอะไรน่ะ
มันตายแล้วพี่
ต้นเป็นไงมั่งอย่าเพิ่งลุกขึ้นอย่าเพิ่งลุกขึ้นให้หมอดูตาหน่อยนะ
ผมกลับบ้านนะเมื่อไหร่ครับหมอ
จะรีบร้อนไปไหนไม่ทราบ
ผมไม่ชอบที่นี่
ผมก็ไม่ชอบให้คุณอยู่ที่นี่แต่คุณนอนที่นี่มาเกือบ3 เดือนแล้วนะคุณโชคดีมากนะเคสแบบนี้1 ในล้านนะครับที่ไม่ตาย
คำถามคือผมจะเห็นทุกอย่างกลับหัวไปตลอดหรือเป็นแค่ชั่วคราว
I read your introduction in the press notes. Now, the high concept synopsis of this film is a hitman gets shot in the head and winds up seeing everything upside down. And what I find interesting is that it may not be that that is totally inconsequential to you, but that element doesn't seem to be the most important part of this story. Is that correct?
It is correct. No, in fact, it's still a debate between me and my producers today. Is that because the film was sold? I mean, the concept. I mean, you can't deny it's very high concept kind of film, but that has nothing to do with me because I didn't come up with this concept. It's from a novel. What I'm interested in the most is actually it's first of all it being a very old-fashioned kind of film noir, which I'm a big fan of. That's very important for me. The atmosphere of the film, all these dark images and things. Those are very very atmospheric kind of feeling. That is for me the most important thing. Then equally important is perhaps about karma. You pay for what you've done. Before you can move on to the next level of life. Which it could be after you die. So that's why I always introduce the film as being not just a film noir, but it's a Buddhist film noir. And it's important that for me that I stick to that while I'm making the film. As of the upside down images, like you mentioned, like the concept, the high concept of the film that the guy sees things upside down, is for me, I only see I mean, once you introduce to the audience that he sees things upside down, everyone understands, right? And we only wanted to remind the audience or use the upside down images. After that, only when either you want to come back to the present, because the film switched back past and present, So when we want to come back to the present, we use, instead of saying present, we always precede every present sequence with upside down images. You know, when he comes out from the hospital, you know, whatever. We use that for just for narrative reason, not as a concept, you know. And also, we use the image, the upside down image, only when he's in trouble, when he's really, really in trouble. I mean, he's in trouble throughout the film, but when he's really, really in trouble, you know, then the upside down images comes back. That's why when he was in the middle of the film, when he was a monk, there was no upside down image while he was being a monk. Because he was at peace and, you know, he was calm, you know. It's the only time perhaps in the film that he gets to kind of like rest a little bit, you know. And the moment when somebody comes and shoot at him again in the temple and he has to run, the upside down image just comes back, you know. So it's, you're right, you know, it's not the most important thing in the film.
Yeah, and you know, I came into the film expecting the crime thriller.
Oh, okay.
You know, and what I got was, of course, something much more than that. How did you decide to balance the deeper themes with giving the audience the sweet, sweet candy?
Well, I think if you look at my films in the past, I don't think I'm very known to be giving the audience
you did here.
Sweet candy. You know, this one I try very hard to give the audience some kind of, let's say, conventional fun, you know, and thrill from time to time. But as far as I'm concerned, I still prefer in my filmmaking to stay with something that's a bit more human rather than movie. You know, so that's why it didn't turn out the way you went in expecting like a super thrill, like a Matt Damon kind of, I mean, Born Identity kind of thing. And also, I'm not that in that sense. You know, I don't have that kind of skill or interest to actually to make that kind of Born Identity, Born Ultimatum kind of film. You know, even if I try very hard, I don't think I would succeed very well. You know, the action in the action sequence in my film, the gunplay, you know, the violent sequence, it happens almost like in real life. It happens in about like 3 seconds and it's finished. You know, and that came from a lot of research. You know, our actor had to train with you know, the police and, you know, so on, to hold the guns right and to but along the way, you know, we talked to a lot of gunmen. I mean, people who have this kind of profession. You know, we talked to them and they're very kind people, you know. They told us this, you know, that actually if you are a hitman and you're hitting and you go on assignment to hit somebody, the other person will have no chance because it's not like an open fight. You know, I mean, you dress up like a monk, you know, with a gun in your monk bowl, and then, you know, this guy comes out wanting to give you food, you know, and then you shot him. So we had no way to. So everything would finish like in 5 seconds, 3 seconds, you know, and we stuck to that, you know, to how it, and also, you know, there would be no slow motion like in John Woo's film, or, you know, and most of the time the violence happened like almost in the distance where the camera would shoot the sequence. It would be like you're witnessing in your real life, you know. It's not like something you go there. So we try to stick with that very much.
By the way, I like being surprised in that way. So it wasn't like I was in there, oh darn, they're engaging my brain again. God damn it. I like that. So, but having brought in this element into your film, was there anything you took away from using these action elements, is there anything you're going to apply in the future?
Can you ask that again?
Having brought in this sort of
okay.
action
Action
element,
sequence, right.
was there anything that
Like in the
affected
future?
your style or your filmmaking approach? Yeah.
I wouldn't say it affects my approach or my filmmaking in the future, in the sense that now that I know how to do a little bit of action sequence, it's not that, but actually, to answer the same question, it's more like this is my kind of more unpersonal film. Like I don't really, it's not personal to me at all. Very little. I didn't write the story, you know. I read the novel and I thought, oh, this would make a fun movie to watch. And I thought, this time I'm gonna make the movie for the audience. You know, maybe I won't be so personal. I don't identify with any of this, you know. The only person I might identify with in the film is perhaps the doctor who kills bad politicians, because I mean, living in my country, everyone feels like that. But I mean, if I have a chance, I mean, if I can.
Don't get me started.
Exactly. So, but the rest of the film, for me, it's a way to make a film noir that I like and to have fun with it. And most of that is kind of like just technical thing. Like this job for me this film for me is like it's like I'm practicing my craft rather than my ideas or, you know, whatever. And after finishing shooting the film, I thought, my God, this is so much fun. I don't have to worry so much about, you know, like, because making personal film is, I've made, you know, personal films almost, you know, all of my films in the past, especially in the last 4 or 5 of them. They were very personal to me, and they were torturous to make. You know, they really torture you, and you don't have a clear story where to go, you kind of go. But with something like Headshot, it's almost like making a Hitchcock film. Everything is laid out. I mean, you know, you go with what the script said, and you prepare really well, and you shoot it really well, and you cast people really well, and you just kind of had fun making the film, you know, rather than conceptualizing the film. You know, it's more like just making it, and I found out that I had so much fun doing that. and if to apply that to your question would be that perhaps if I make, you know, another film soon, you know, it would be something like not so personal. But then you cannot control things like this. You know? If an idea comes out and it happens to be so personal, you make it anyway.
Hitchcock used to say that if he could stop the process after he was done with the storyboards, he would, because the process was done for him. The film was complete for him.
Right, right. Well, in my case, I never do storyboard, so it's a bit different. You know, actually, going out to make a film is actually seeing the film come to life for me, as opposed to like Hitchcock. He would see the film come to life when he was drawing the shots, right? No, but in my case, I don't do storyboard. So, you know, there's only perhaps maybe 1 or 2 sequences in this film where we had to storyboard just because it was action scene, and it's going to cost a lot if you don't storyboard. You have to at least know how to cut it.
One more question. There's quite a bit of discussion in the film about whether morality is part of human nature. I just wanted to ask you, where do you fall on this? I fall kind of on the side of being a bit optimistic. You know, I don't think we are hopeless. I don't think, okay, we're lazy, so
whenever we have a chance, when I say we, I mean all of us, I mean like human being. When we have a chance, we tend to we'll take the easy way out. You know, myself included. You know, so you do. But I think when push comes to shove, if we're going to lose our culture, if we're going to lose civilization, if we're going to vanish, or whatever, I think we would do something about it. You know, I don't think we would just let ourselves become monsters and evils and just disappear with that. You know, I think we still have hope.
I hope so. Thank you very much for talking with us.
You're welcome.